Welcome to White Chocolate Podcast. It's just jumping right
Jumping right in.
We're mid-conversation.
I'm so excited, though.
Hey,
I'm
this
so
is how we
excited.
roll. This is what's going on. We are recording,
Oh, and we're live.
and we're live.
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 Club Kitchen.
This is
The
Club
kitchen is clubbing on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, right, Kai?
Actually, we did have tacos tonight. Don't play with me.
I know.
Yeah.
Wherever you're
Okay.
listening, welcome to the White Chocolate Podcast.
Did you know I was having tacos tonight?
Amaya said that on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She goes, Dad, we had Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
LOL.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is JP. Wherever you're listening to, click and subscribe. I don't like saying that, but
What the?
we are back. We are back at it.
This is going to be a fun one.
This is going to be really fun for people that
As I
just
play with this cord,
we
that I
have a
should play with.
special guest.
Very special.
Special guest, front and center.
Yes.
Making sure she's in the camera.
Yeah, she is.
Brent Center.
Kai introduced this gal.
Where do I begin? So, I don't even know how to introduce such a special place in my heart.
Oh, place.
Wow.
Yes.
so
Sweet.
A crevice.
It's not a crevice. It's a whole. It's a whole room.
It's a
Oh my
room.
gosh.
Oh my.
That's so
What
special.
about me, hon?
But
You
Yeah,
lady describe me.
you got the rest of the house. Anyway, no. How would I describe Shug? How would I give you the best
Shugs.
introduction? So, Sheridan, you are someone that I have grown. We're gonna get into this, but
Yes.
Yeah.
you just blossomed and become such a beautiful young lady and has
Thank
loved
you.
and been so intentional with our friendship after our time together in the youth ministry.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for
Yes.
that.
Of course.
And you've been and something else, I got really emotional the other day at church when you were like just playing with my kids, and I was
Oh,
just
yeah, you
like,
did say that.
I was like, oh my goodness, like there's just something so genuine, so beautiful about you that like, I don't know. And you just
So
exemplify that
sweet.
with my kids and the way you're intentional with our friendship.
I'm
So
gonna cry.
thank
That's
you.
so sweet.
So that's Sheridan in my life, in that little place in my heart.
This is Sheridan, aka
Cry.
Shugs.
Yeah, that's me.
Shugs. Hi, Shugs.
Hi.
It's
What's-
not Shugs, it's Shug.
Shug. Is it Shug?
Whatever you want to call me.
No.
Oh,
No,
no,
that's not. Ooh. Or Sheridan. What's your full name, by the way?
Sheridan Rain Johnson. It's full
Rain.
government name.
Government.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is special.
I think Joel should be able to call you Shugs, even though,
I think Joel can call me whatever he wants to call me.
well,
I think I've always just called you Shug.
Yeah,
You
you have been
respect it.
fine. It's been fine.
Shug. I don't know.
I call her Shug.
You call her Shug? But Shug.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Shug just
Shugs.
flow. Just Shugs.
Yeah, it does.
Shugs.
It's the Shugs.
Like,
The
I don't
Shugs.
know. It's kind
I like it.
of mashes together.
I
Oh
like
my
it.
gosh. Shugs.
Anyway.
Well, Shug. I don't. Oh gosh, Sharon.
See, now you're
Sharon,
kinda
now you're, like,
confused.
How I want to like.
Hi.
It's okay,
Talk.
sorry.
Guy Mall.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
All right, sorry. Go. You're good.
Okay.
Let her
Welcome to the White Chocolate.
Yes,
Shug. It is an honor.
It's very much an honor.
We
Thank you.
We've never
no,
done an
you-
episode like this.
we've never done an episode, but we're here,
We're here.
and we have a couple icebreaker questions. Kai always
Yes.
likes the question. Do you do the ice cream thing? Is that part of your life?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite go-to ice cream?
My favorite Superman ice cream. That's my favorite.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
controversial.
I know.
That is a
But
concept.
like,
Is it
that's my
vanilla
favorite.
or is it
I think it is.
You think it is?
Yeah.
would die in it?
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
being banned right now.
Yeah. Okay.
What isn't there some you can't eat certain things though, right?
Yeah. I'm allergic to eggs. I'm allergic to nut. I'm allergic to strawberries. I'm lactose intolerant. Life sucks. Yeah.
Ouch.
That's not very fun as a child to have those items
Yeah,
not be a
no.
part of the kid experience.
I know. And then until age 5, I couldn't have wheat. Like
You
I
couldn't
grew
have
out. Yeah, I
wheat?
grew out of that. Like after.
So you
age
can have
5
like a cheeseburger?
Nope. I had my first cheeseburger till I was 6.
What?
Oh, wow.
I know.
feel like I should have a moment of silence for that.
Can you eat chocolate?
Wait,
Can
pause,
I-
you couldn't have chicken nuggets when you were like a toddler?
you can
No.
have- what did you
No.
eat?
I know, literally. My mom
Grass?
had me. I'm allergic to grass.
Oh my
My
goodness.
Oh,
mom,
yes, you are. Yep.
yeah,
I-
my mom had to make me my own bread. like so I could like go to school and like
Your mom
so I didn't like have to like
bread.
feel like left out. Yeah,
That's special right there.
I know.
My
My mom's a
you feel
real
like
one.
resiliency before
Your
time.
your tolerance,
your
is
endurance.
like
Yeah,
she does have some endurance.
She's an
It's like,
overcomer.
what?
yes.
I can't eat that.
Can't eat it.
I can't eat it, or I'm gonna
Not be okay.
Literally not be okay.
Literally
Like,
not be okay.
not be
Have
okay.
you had some like close calls of like, you're like,
Yeah.
oh shoot,
I
like,
have.
Actually?
Yeah,
Your
I
grandma?
have. Yeah, my grandma's tried to kill me twice.
She gave you a cookie or something like that?
No, she made lasagna for us. We're having like our family Sunday night dinner and she
Oh.
put nut in it and I started eating it. I was like, oh, wow, grandma, this is really good.
Oh gosh.
And then my throat started to feel a little weird. And I was like,
gosh.
I'm like drinking my water really fast. Like what's going on? And I'm like, wow, my throat's kind of closing up there. And my mom's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, Mom. And so we had to go home and I had to take all this Benadryl. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. So I've had some calls, close calls.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's tough.
it is
Yeah.
tough.
There's
But
just
then-
nothing to say.
I got
bet it
a lot,
tastes
I
good,
got
though.
I got a lot of I got a lot of respect because you just like, I can't eat that. And
Yeah.
you withstand. Because it's
Yes.
like,
You have some good willpower.
yeah,
I try.
there is a lot.
Well, she has to.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
She
I
has
don't have a
to.
choice.
Do you like white chocolate? That's a random question.
I don't. Actually,
It's
I'm not a
actually so
fan.
gross.
I'm not a fan of that. Yeah. I
I
don't
don't
know.
even like it.
I-
Don't play.
Mm.
So you don't like it?
Well, I used to like, Hershey's have like that cookies and cream
Yeah.
chocolate bar. That's not bad, not bad.
It's
Do
also
you
not
like
that
white
good.
chocolate?
No, it's
Okay,
literally
good.
gross.
Okay.
But
Glad we're on the same page.
We're reinventing.
White chocolate?
White chocolate.
To reinvent it?
I don't know.
That's right. That's what we're going after. Well, welcome, Shugs. Now you make second guess it.
I'm just
Yeah, stop.
But-
Just stop.
Yeah, I thought, you're in a unique space. You're a young
Yeah.
person, young adult.
Gen Z. What's up?
You're
that's
like,
me.
what, you're 18?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Feeling alive. What's the rhyme, Kyle?
I don't have one for that one.
18.
She's a-
Because you're always like,
And she's a
do.
queen.
she's a queen. 18 and she's a queen.
I like that.
But is
That's
she married?
No, she's single.
But you guys said
Single.
princess.
Sure. Okay. Well, please move on. What in the
Let's
world?
get technical, you know what I mean?
He's getting
Anyways,
technical.
okay, Shugs. So one piece of the puzzle is like people
Yeah.
obviously don't know who you are,
Yeah.
where you're coming from, why we have you on our show today, our podcast.
Totally.
But maybe so you just graduated high
Yes,
school.
I did.
That's a big deal.
It was a big deal.
And you
A year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
A year ago. So, but talk about how you maybe got to know us and how.
Yeah.
Talk about. that
Okay.
a little
Oh,
bit.
fun. Okay. So
I'm nervous.
don't be nervous. Don't be
Do it.
nervous. Okay. So what, you guys, how long have you guys been coming to church here?
Since 2017.
2017. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes, I remember this. Okay. So
Oh, tell it all. Don't leave nothing out.
I'll leave something up. But okay.
Who's
so
that black girl?
you know.
Who is that black?
So
guy?
yeah, at our church, there wasn't always a lot of people that looked like me. And so when there was, I would get excited. I'd be like, oh my gosh. But I never said anything. I would just look from afar, the distance. Yeah. And then, and then a couple of years into it, you guys became our youth pastor. So I was in 7th grade.
You were a young lad.
I think I was in 7th grade when you guys became our youth pastors. And we had a rocky relationship. I wasn't the nicest all the time. I was going through a lot of personal stuff that kind of came out sometimes.
Mhm.
Like I didn't like you guys, but yeah. So I would say that. So you guys were my youth pastors from 7th grade until my junior year.
Yeah.
Junior year, yeah. And then after that, I just realized you guys really were some people that I needed in my life and that I really needed to open up and be honest with you guys and start talking about stuff. And then ever since then, we're best friends. I'm here all the time. I feel like that's like a great way to put it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's a good way. Yeah.
Did you feel ever that you gravitated more towards Kai? Well, of course. I mean, she's your girl, and
she's my girl. I think maybe. I think at first I did.
Or did you gravitate towards Joel's teachings?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I gravitated more towards you at the beginning, but then as I started getting older while you guys were youth pastors, I think your teachings did start to they were like really meaningful. I feel like as I got older, I feel like when I was in 7th, 8th, and maybe like freshman year, wasn't like thinking of them as I should, or like listening to them like how I feel like I should have been. And then once I got to like sophomore and junior, I feel like I started to really understand like when you would teach to us. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's good.
What made you like turn the corner though? So obviously we transitioned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, new youth pastors coming in. And then I feel like you just like texted me out of the blue.
I did.
So from my point of view, I thought like for sure, I was like, that's one student. I tried. I gave my all.
Yeah.
She knows I love and care about her. I got to know her older sister really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll just see her when I see her in the future. And that's what it felt like. It was just like, I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
I'll say hi. I'll say what's up. And like,
that's
keep it moving.
Yeah. I think so during that time of life, like I will say, like my parents were going through like a separation. And then that's when I started going into like counseling and really like talking about my feelings, or something I like didn't do a lot growing up, was like talk about my feelings. So I didn't really know like how to express how I was feeling sometimes. So when I started going, she was like, you really love your like youth pastors. You just like don't know how to like show it. And I was like,
oh, you talked about it?
Yes, I did. Yes.
No
like
way.
In like 5 sessions we talked. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
And
you
so
never told me that.
Well, we're talking about it now.
Here
So
we
now
are.
you know.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
Pass.
Yeah, and so she was like, you just didn't know how to like express it, and it just came out in like the wrong way because of things you were going through. And I was like, oh my gosh, like wow, I never like thought about it like that. And so then I was just like, one day I was like, I'm just gonna text Kai, and then just ever since then.
I do remember Kai telling me like Shug reached out to me.
No, I think I screenshotted it too.
Yeah, you're like,
gosh.
Just at the moment.
I was like, what is going on? Like,
this is happening.
This is happening.
You know, in my eyes, Shugs, you know, I was just someone that, you know, I just kind of, we just try really hard to build relationships with every one of our students as best we can. I mean, again, it's like, you know, we could only do so much.
Yeah.
Like
other
40 of them.
leaders could do only so much. And so it's like, on my end, I was like, man, like, I would say the wrong things, and you might. I was still remember that one time I said something. Your mom called me, and I was like,
I'm so sorry.
I did not mean it. I think I wrote you a letter too.
I still have it.
Oh my.
I still have the letter.
And so I was like, oh my, I don't know what to do. And then like, you were gonna go on a trip, and then you didn't go on the trip, and then I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
All the deeds.
I was.
Joe's recalling it all.
He's remembering everything.
But you know, I just think, I just saw like you. I think I don't know. I just from my vantage point, I just saw you just grow in a way that's like youth needed you came to some realization. Is that a good way to put it?
Totally.
And I think at the time, you were going through a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even just, you know, as a young teenager.
Totally.
And it's like how you navigate something like that is like heavy with, you know, parental stuff and parents and that kind of thing. And so I think that's really cool that I mean, obviously it's not.
You leaned into like therapy, you leaned into like some other voices, which is really key. And I think that that's where I feel like that's where the divide comes, right? It's where it's like either you lean into things that are going to give you life and get you on the same, or get you on the right track, or you lean to other things and kind of feel that. And I feel like you leaned into like therapy and like trying to make like deep roots with other people during that. And I think that's what made the difference a lot for you.
Yeah, I think so. I really tried to do that because like growing up at the same church my whole life, I was just, in a way, you always feel like you just like she's like, yeah, I know God. Like, I go to church every Sunday. I'm in youth group, or I've been at the same church my whole life, or things like that. But really going through my parents getting divorced and dealing with, mental health stuff, like that's when I really found my own relationship with God, and like actually found out like who he was and what it meant to me and how that looked different for me than like how it looked for my parents or like my sister, friends I had, or things like that. And so really when I hit 16, 17 is when I kind of like, I feel like really rooted in my relationship with God. It was during that time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like, as you're trying to take care of yourself, did you ever feel like there was like pushback, like from even friends or people at your school, even church folks? Like, did you feel ever like pushback of like what are you doing that for? Or why are you going to that thing? Or did you ever?
Yeah, I did feel that a lot from people at church, and then not friends so much. I feel like with the people I was friends with, like we were kind of like all going through the same thing, and so it kind of helped having each other. But I feel like with church and my family a lot, I felt a lot of pushback. It's like, well, you're fine. Like, you don't need to take care of yourself. Like, you need to be worried about this or that. And I was like, well, I can't help anyone else unless I'm okay, or if I'm helping myself. And so that was kind of a hard time to figure out, balancing me, but also family, friends, church, like everything like that. So it definitely took some time to figure out how to balance. I still think I work on that today, honestly.
And I think that's bold, Shugs, for you, just being an 18-year-old to recognize like, Matt. And I think you got to give some credit to your parents too.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably like, hey, I'm sure they're like, we want to help through that and walk, give you some tools, give you some things to know. But I think a lot of young people, even adults, like, older adults like Kai and I, like I think people don't know how.
I'm still a young adult. I don't know what you are, but
wow. You said I'm still a young adult.
I'm getting to that 40. So
stop.
You on a slippery slope to 40? That was a question.
What?
I said, are you in a slippery slope to 40? You said 40.
No, I don't.
Oh my God.
What do you mean by that?
Oh my God. Why do you have to say that?
You said that. You said that you were closer to 40.
I am close to 40, but
I'm not.
We know it's
I'm
okay.
not even looking that direction.
All right, I know. You're gonna be beautiful forever, baby.
Oh,
don't they
that's
say?
So sweet.
I want to say that black don't crack.
Yeah,
right?
yes. Get rid of that.
I'll take that.
LOL.
I'll take that.
That was good. That was
it
good.
might crack.
Once you go black,
you don't go back.
Black don't go back.
Anyway, Joel.
Those.
We'll clip that out.
Yeah. No.
No, I think we should keep it in.
We'll keep it in.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, cool. Shug. So you kind of share a little bit about our kind of relationship, kind of ups and downs. And I think it's just a beautiful thing to say, like, I think relationships are a big piece of the puzzle. And it's like, I think if we have things against people, even like other people that, maybe quote did us wrong or made us feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, we just maybe need to just extend some grace for that person. And it sounds like you grew in that. I know, like, we've grown in that.
Yeah.
And it's like really cool. It's like, oh, she likes me. I'm like, oh boy. I don't feel like I have to. I just have to be me, and I don't have to be like I have to prove anything. Because sometimes, like when I was as a youth pastor role, I was like, I'm like, oh boy, like I'm making sure, like I don't want to like rub somebody the wrong way, and turn somebody away because like it's I want to make a good impression and help students grow in their faith and that kind of thing. So, so tell us a little bit like where you're at now.
Now, okay.
Since you graduated and kind of what you've been up to maybe this past year.
This past year, yeah. Okay, so I graduated last May, and then I decided.
Wait, pause. Are you young for your grade?
I am because I
just realized that as you kept saying she's 18.
I went to kindergarten at 4.
Oh, okay.
You went to kindergarten.
Yeah, so I graduated high school when I was 17. So I didn't turn 18 until after I graduated. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shugs, props to you.
I know. Super smart. Anyways, so yeah, I took the year off after I graduated. Just, a lot was going on in life. I was like, I don't feel ready to go to school this year. And, my parents...
Was that a big decision for you?
Yes. And it was actually it gave me a lot of anxiety.
You feel pressured to
go to school
right away?
Yeah, because that's what my sister did. So everyone in my family's done, and that's what the school
expected of you.
Yeah, like the school we went to, that's what they prepped us for basically for 4 years was to go away to school. And then when you're like, yeah, I'm not going to go, everyone's like, what are you going to do? Are you sick? Like, are you okay? Like, why are you not going? Like, people ask me that. They're like, are you sick? And I was like, no.
I'm well, actually.
Yeah, like, I'm actually really good. But,
I'm healthy. What do you
mean? But I had a lot of anxiety making that decision. It took pretty much all summer to get to that decision about not going. And I just was like, it's not for me. And I prayed about it and just decided to take the year off. And so I've just been working all summer and then throughout the year and all that kind of stuff. And then in January, I was talking to my aunt and uncle because they live in Florida. And we were just kind of talking about life and what I was going to do next and all that kind of stuff. And then I was talking about it with my mom and, I prayed about it to make the move. And so I'm moving to Florida in about 2 weeks, which is really exciting. I'm very excited. Very excited, a little nervous because I just think that's to be expected. Like I'm moving away from home, not with my parents. So I think that's expected, but I'm not like, I have anxiety about it. I don't have, I just feel like this is like the fresh start I'm supposed to have with moving. And so, that's supposed to be happening in a couple weeks. I'm really excited.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yes.
So in the last 9 months to a year, what's something that you learned about yourself?
Oh, wow. Something I learned about myself. I think I've learned to just give myself a lot more grace because I am only 18. I don't know why I feel like at 18, I felt like I had to have it all together. Like I just didn't know what I'm doing, where I'm going, all this kind of stuff. But then I sit back and think I'm just 18. Like I'm just a girl. Like I'm just I don't know. Like I really thought, I think when I was getting older in high school, because I was just kind of all figured out when I got to graduate. And then when graduation came and I had no idea what I wanted to do with life. I was like, oh my gosh, then what was all this time of me going to the school I went to and just anything? I was like, if I don't even know what I want to do. And so I think I've just learned to give myself a lot more grace. It's I'm just figuring out. And it's my first time at life. It's everyone's first time at life. We don't have you don't get a map when you're born. It's here you go. This is what you're doing at every age. And you don't get that. And so I think just giving myself more grace and just figuring out step by step and what's meant to happen will happen. And that's it. Yeah.
Has that helped with your anxiety?
Yes. Yeah. Tremendously. Because I just think I used to have really bad anxiety from age 12 to 17. It was everything. Some people get it for if you're taking a test or if you're mine was constantly all the time. I just felt anxious about every single thing. And then when I started going to counseling and talking to her and figuring out why I would feel anxious or steps I can do when I start feeling that to calm myself down or things like that. And then working on those things throughout this past year, realizing I don't even know why I'm stressing over something like that. I have no control over that. So why am I stressed? But so I really this year has had to put everything into God's hand. It was I just have to be worried about what I can control and that's it. Whatever else is supposed to be happen, will happen.
What would you say to I feel like a lot of Gen Z or your generation struggles with that?
Yeah.
What would you say to friends, or what do you say to some of your friends that struggle with it as well as if you've walked through it?
Yeah.
What's your advice to them?
My first thing is I always tell her you have to talk to someone about it because my first thing is I just figured I could handle it on my own, or I was well, everyone gets anxiety, it's fine, it's normal, but sometimes you always need a little extra help sometimes, and
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think the first step sometimes is admitting that you asking for help, because a lot of people just want to do things on their own and not ask for help and all of that. So I think just asking for help, and that's okay. You're allowed to do that. You don't have to be perfect, which is something I struggle with. I feel like I'd be perfect 24/7 all the time. Like I couldn't let anyone see like my flaws or that I was having like a bad day or that I was like sad or like I didn't feel like I could show that to anyone. And so like I would just say like don't hide anything. Like if you're having a bad day, show that you're having a bad day. If you're having like the best day, show that you're having the best day. Like because the more you like hide things, like that's when it can just get so because you're just like lying about how you feel or you're like covering up how you feel and like no one like really knows what's going on with you until you open up. And so I think talking to people, I think if you need to go to counseling, I say that to a lot of my friends. Like I think everyone needs counseling. I think because you get an objective perspective when you go to counseling. Because if you're talking to like your parents, like obviously like they can help and that kind of stuff. It's like they're your parents. So it's like it's a little different talking to them. And I think when you go to counseling, that's what they're there for is to help you and give you a perspective you might have not heard before. And so I always recommend that to everyone, honestly. Yeah. Honestly.
That's really good.
I like that, Shugs. I think that that's like a lot of courage that you have with doing like, because when you say anxiety, that's like that's the thing. Like, man, I got this. I got this. I got anxiety. Like, it's like this, man. It just becomes like
the identity.
Like, I'm gonna put this.
You make it yourself.
I'm gonna put this helmet hat on of anxiety, and that's what I wear all day.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot to deal with that. I mean, I know I have struggled with like, I've had like a couple panic attacks in my life. It's been like, what in the world? And but now I think it's just kind of like pushed. Like you gotta have anxiety about everything.
Yeah.
And of course, some of it is our part of playing a role into that. But I think that's cool as a gift that you can share to people. Say like, I walked through some of that.
Yeah.
But like, I got some tools, I got some proper help, and that doesn't define me.
Yeah.
Because I think that just defines so many people. And it's like, man, I'm Joel and I got anxiety.
Yeah. Because the more you say it, like you're giving power to that. To say like if you're like you're telling everyone like I have anxiety, like you're giving more power to like, yeah, okay, you do then. But that's something my parents would do. They're like they would be like, you don't have anxiety. Like stop saying, be like they'd have me say like you can be anxious sometimes, but you don't have anxiety, or you can be sad sometimes, but you aren't depressed, or things like that. Because the more you give attention to those words, like it does become who you are if you do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing I loved what you said is that it sounds like you actually prayed about this season and what you've been doing. I know for me, like when I was thinking about college and what I was supposed to do, it was just like especially in Kai and I's like time, like it was just you go to college. Like that's what you do.
That's it.
You make
millennials, man,
and you sign that dotted line. You get the student loans. Now it's a little bit different, which is cool. It's like, but still kind of residues into your generation.
Totally.
But like for me, like my walk with God wasn't like a relationship. It was more of a religion. So it's like do's and don'ts. And so it's like really cool to hear you say like, I actually talked to God about like what I should do. What helped encourage that or prompt you to say like, oh yeah, this is some life decisions, some adulting. Like what helped you do some of that?
I think with becoming older and stuff like that, I just do like I couldn't rely on my parents to just always give me the answer for things. I'd be like, oh, like, Mom, should I do it? Like I couldn't do that anymore. And I was like the only person that is going to know if this is the right decision or not is God. And so I have to talk to him about it. And I think in this last year, I really started talking to God more as like a friend than like, when I was younger, I feel like I was like, oh God, please let my mom be okay. Or like, let my dad, like, how you kind of talk when you're younger. But this last year, I would just talk to him as like I would talk to any of my friends, like how are you doing today? Good. Oh, me too. Or like, so like today was bad. Like,
yes.
Yeah, like I really, because sometimes my mom will come in my room and be like, what do you do? I'm like, talking to God. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? So like
he's sitting on my bed.
Yeah,
we're chit chatting.
Yeah, we're literally talking. Like I hadn't talked to him all day. Like, what do you do?
That's so
yeah,
amazing.
like I do. Like I just talk to him like one of my friends because that's what he is. He is like one of our friends, and so I think really I prayed about starting in like the end of last year, like December. I started praying about it, and I constantly did until about January, February, and then I feel like I finally got the answer to make the move, and I felt it just like in my spirit when I would talk about it to people, but then also I had like 3 or 4 dreams about it, and that's how God has always like spoken to me is through dreams. So when I had these, I was like, I like woke up and I got my mom. I was like, oh mom, I got a dream. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is it. Like I was like so excited, and so that February really decided like this was going to be the move and the decision to make for me. Yeah.
Man.
What's been the hardest? So you're super excited, but was there anything hard about making that like final decision?
I think nothing super hard. I think just like any kid, like leaving home, I think was like the hardest thing for me. Me and my mom have just gotten so close in these last couple of years. She's literally like my best friend. Anyone who knows me, she's like my best friend. And so I think just leaving her will be really hard, but I know she's so excited for me. And I'm probably gonna talk to her every day while I'm gone.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like I think it'll be okay. But yeah, nothing super. I think I'm just like really excited for the next season of life. And so there's nothing I'm like.
What are you most excited for? Sunshine every day?
Literally sunshine every day. The beach is like 20 minutes from where it's like we can go to the beach all the time.
That requires you to be outside.
It does, but like I go outside in Florida. So it's fine.
Oh yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, Shug doesn't like to be outside.
I don't like the outdoors.
Yeah,
I don't like the outdoors.
You have said that.
So I didn't know if you knew or
that I had to be outside. Yeah.
To truly enjoy the sunshine state.
Yeah, but like I'm always outside there though, which you wouldn't believe that because here I'm like, I'm not going outside. Yeah, I'm inside. Like even today, I was like,
literally, while I was outside, I was like, I feel like Shug is uncomfortable being out here in the outdoors that God created.
Oh yeah, because you right. I was like, that was enough nature for today.
You literally said that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
you act like you're in the wild or like we're being Tarzan.
But have you been to Florida?
Yes.
Yeah. Florida's amazing. So it's different than here. So
that is true.
I like to be outside. We go to the beach. We play pickleball. That's like
is it more peaceful? Is it more like more to see? Like what is it about it?
I don't know if it's
actually I want to be outside here in this state, but not in Ohio.
It's the sunshine state. A lot, but it's the sunshine state though.
There's so much to do.
All the palm trees, the sunshine, the water. Like I mean, what is there not to love?
But what happens when you get over that? Like,
who said I'll ever get over it?
I don't know.
Like it's God's creation.
Yeah, Kai. I'll be.
She got over God's creation in Ohio.
Well, the creation here is like snow. Like I'm not a fan of snow or rain. Like I don't do rain. Like I don't.
Dreary,
cloudy. I don't do
it.
The
clouds are beautiful tonight.
After it like stormed and was so windy.
Okay, but we didn't tell people that. They didn't need to know that.
But they probably did because they live in Ohio. Some of them.
Actually, probably majority.
Not after this one. Not after this one.
See.
You become famous.
LOL.
Wow. Well, so what's some of your goals within going down to Florida? Some of the things you want to do?
Goals. I do eventually want to go to school. I do. So I feel like that's like the biggest goal for me is like figuring out that, like going to school, really getting like rooted in like the church there and like making
this is your family.
Yeah. So I think because they've had the year to already kind of do that. And so I think getting rooted there and, making friends there and all that kind of stuff. Because growing up at church here, I had the same friends my whole life from baby till 18. And so I've never had to be at a church and like not really know people or, make friends or things like that. So I think just that and then really working and growing like with my faith, I think once I'm there, because I really will just kind of like, I can't just fall back on like my parents' faith. Be like, oh, my parents like go to church. My parents know God and stuff like that. So I think that's another thing. But I think just really like figuring out myself and like finding out who I am. I'm, getting older and like, yeah, I think I just really want to like know who I am before I get into different seasons of life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is not how I was thinking at 18.
Really?
No.
That's
what were you thinking?
Yeah, what were you thinking at 18? Not this?
I felt the wave or the push to just go to college and do this. And I never once thought like, no, I'm not going to go against the grain. So to me, that seems so bold and courageous to say, no, I don't have to do this on this time frame. Like, I guess being a millennial, it felt like you got to ride the wave.
Yeah.
Like, that's the agenda that's pushed. This is what you do next. Like, this is just a part of.
Totally.
Well, I think you're walking into it, Shugs, with just a lot of wisdom and saying, like, God can give you that wisdom to make, you're not jumping the gun, you're not signing the dotted line, you're not getting into something that you're like, oh, like you can't back out or getting into debt or something like that. So I think that's, and I think you have a special opportunity with that because, not a lot of people can do that to go to Florida or, be with their family down in Florida. Like, obviously, I know you're going to do your part and play your role and whatever that looks like. But I think that's...
what were you thinking at 18?
I think at 18, I was just kind of all over the place too. I mean, it's still, like the reality is like you're still, your brain is not fully developed too, which is like a weird thing to think about. Like,
but it's true. It's not.
And it's like,
I don't even know if mine is right now.
For 18-year-old,
I think now it is.
For 18-year-old, it's like, I think it's so weird thing because Jesus, when he started his ministry, was at like 30.
Yeah,
and that's like when your brain is fully developed. So it's like something that's said about that, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean like don't do anything. Like you should still pursue godly things and
live life and
live life to the fullest.
Productive
human being,
citizen, and all that
law-abiding citizen.
All
those
stuff.
Things.
Anyways, but I'm not sure where I want to go with that. But
no, I just asked what you were doing at 18.
I don't know. I think I just wanted
you're riding the wave.
Yeah. I just like get a job like in business, and then I realized.
But you look good in the suit.
I thought that's what I told myself.
I didn't see him.
But no, I think you're asking the right questions for yourself.
Yeah,
and it's like really like, hey, I'm just trying to trust God. I'm waiting on His timing. You prayed on that timing. He gave you some confirmation, and then Florida's. That's some of the limit, but it's God's the limit. As we
totally.
So
I got a question. How has your faith maybe bled into friendships or peers, or like, do some of your friends look at you and like, yo, like she didn't do what we did, but God's moving in her life?
Yeah.
Like did it spur anything on, or like anything like that?
Yeah, so it was going to school, like we got to like a Catholic school, we got like middle school and high school, and so it was always like kind of weird going there just because like we weren't Catholic and all you kind of do there's all the Catholics, so it was kind of weird for us. But when you're seniors, we go on a senior trip, Kairos, and it's very much so like you're with some of your classmates you're not always with, and you're kind of opening up about certain things. And so when I went the second time, I was the leader on it. And there's a time where you have like open mic night, so the girls are free to just go up there and say whatever they want to talk about. And this one girl who I'd been friends with just during freshman year, like we weren't really friends anymore, went up there and said that she was like, her and her family were like atheists, like their whole lives. They just didn't really believe in that. And when me and her became friends, like I would always like talk about church and all that kind of stuff. Like it made her see differently. And like she literally has been going to church ever since then. And I was like, what? Like I literally started crying. I was like, what? Like
that's
she goes,
beautiful.
yeah. And then another girl went up there and said like the same thing. I was like, now this is just a coincidence. Like I was like, guys, we like what? Like I just couldn't believe that I had that impact on someone. Like because of how I talk about my faith, like it made other people do. And I was like, wow, my God, like that was really special to me. Yeah, I just never thought I could like be that for someone like ever. And I've had a lot of people say to me just this last year, like they feel like they can feel my faith, like just in my presence, like they can feel that. And I just never thought of it like that until I feel like these last couple of years. And so, yeah, I just didn't know that. Guess my faith could be like that. I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, like
I know, like when she's,
I didn't know it could be contagious.
Yeah, like I did it. Like I just was like, and when she said, I literally cried when I said that. I was like, I didn't know that. As like someone who was an atheist their whole life, like me talking about church and my life, like made them start going to church and have a relationship with God. I was just like mind blown by that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
like, oh my God, be working.
That's so sweet.
That's like your new like catchphrase.
That is your phrase.
That's what my sister says. Shout out to my sister. My sister says it all the time.
Shout out.
She says, look at how my God be working.
Yeah, even if she gets like a parking spot, like close parking spot.
Honestly though, but like look how my God be working because not even from the back. So
my gosh.
Close parking spots.
When would you say that you're like, okay, I need to own my faith. I need to stop playing around.
Yeah.
I need to like stop just doing church.
Mm-hmm.
When did it become something? Because I know you got a lot of roots in your family, and that's beautiful.
Totally.
That's like, don't want to take that for granted, because I look at my life now, it's like, man,
PK.
I'm super grateful for that. And
not PK.
Not PK.
But when did it become something like, as a young woman to say like, I want to do this?
Yeah. Probably my junior year of high school, I think. I think that's when I was just like, I can't mess around anymore. That's when I was really struggling with depression and anxiety. I was like, there's no medicine will ever fix me. No person can, like, it's really just going to be like me putting my faith in God. And once I started doing that and like talking to him every day, reading my Bible and stuff, just being like, oh yeah, I go to church every Sunday, like it's fine. Like God will heal me one day, like all of that, and really started like knowing who he was. Like that's literally when I started to get better and like work through my anxiety and depression and all of that. And so probably my junior year is when I really started figuring out my own relationship with God, I think is what I would say. Yeah, totally.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. It's kind of transitioning to like, oh yeah, I lost my train of thought with where I was going to say.
It's okay. It's okay.
But let me go back to saying, okay, like if you could go back and look at yourself, like you're 15 years old.
Okay.
Or maybe like when you're, I don't know, I guess that's kind of personal, but like when you find out your parents were having a tough time.
Yeah.
What would you say or say to yourself?
Wow.
That's deep.
That's a good question.
That's a heavy question, but like, what would you say to yourself like in that time, or what do you think God would say to you?
During that time, I think I would say to myself then, like, it just could sound so corny, but like really, like everything will be okay. Like I thought that was gonna be like the end of the world for me when that happened. Like I was like I remember telling my sister, like, life is never going to be good again. Like, this is just, like, the worst thing that could happen. And, so, yeah, I think I just, like, everything, like, will be okay. And, like, we really just had to start talking to God every day after that, because that was the only way we were going to start to feel better or, like, anything like that. And so, yeah, I think I would just say, like, honestly, like, everything just will be okay. Like, just, and I really do believe everything happens for a reason. I think that was something that needed to happen. I think it happened at, like, honestly, the right time in life, just because we weren't, like, little kids, but we also weren't, like, full-blown adults. Like, we were 16 and 19 at the time. So I think it happened in, like, a time of life where we were going through our own changes, and I feel like that helped us grow into who we are today. So I think it all just kind of happened at the perfect time, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in the last 18 years, what are you most proud of?
Yeah.
What am I most proud of? Oh gosh.
These questions were not in the notes.
My mom did prepare me for this one. Whoops. What am I most proud of?
Yeah, that's a fun question.
I think for just not giving in or giving up when times got really hard and I was having all those dark days and, like a lot of people, they do just end up, letting it get to them. And I think something I'm proud of is just for not. I really worked on that because like I just knew I had to. I just knew there was reasons that I needed to be here. And I had someone actually say to me, like, after I'd gotten better and all that kind of stuff, like, they wrote me a letter while I was going through all that, but I didn't get it until, like, after. And they said, like, you were meant to be here for a reason. Like, you had to stay, like, all this good stuff. And I was like, oh my God, could have used that then, but like it's still sweet now, like, but I think just knowing that I was meant to be here for a reason. And so I think that's something I'm most proud of is for working through all that. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's
super beautiful.
So I know we're kind of like dialing it back, but if you could, as you have done this, been a youth kid, done the things and all this stuff, and it's been up and down, and it's been good, and you go in the same church for a long time. Kind of like, what would you say? What would be some advice you would give like younger people?
Oh,
it's like
that's a good one.
It's like, whoa, you're 18, but like I still, I believe you do have some credibility. You do have some life experiences.
It's some advice I would give. I would honestly say really stick with the friends in your youth group, because if you let it, like, those can be the friends you have, like, honestly, forever. You've kind of went through some of the same things together growing up, and some of the kids that I was in youth group with, we still are like super close friends today. And I think it helped when we were all going through different seasons. Like, we always had each other to turn to. And I don't feel like everyone can say that, because not everyone has a youth group at church and things like that. So I think that's one piece of advice I would give. And another one would honestly be just really try to like start working on your faith. I feel like at a young age, I feel like if I would have maybe had that, like, my own kind of relationship when I was younger, I just feel like it would have just been different. Like today, instead of having to work on it at 17, 18, but obviously everything does happen for a reason. It's supposed to be like that for me. But I think, if you do have it at a younger age, it just can be like more beneficial sometimes, and you can help out, people younger too, like if you already have it. But I think staying close with people in there, connecting with your youth pastors is always,
so well.
It's always, no, I like, honestly, because, some people like that I know, like, were super close with their parents, like couldn't talk with people at home, but they, look to their youth pastors as people to confide in or, talk to about things. And so I think even if you do have that, like I had my two parents I could talk to, but still having like you guys to go to, I think is always like a great thing to have if you, need someone else to talk to, or, things like that. So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, shucks. You encourage me.
Oh, what?
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It's a really good time for you.
So excited.
I think it's you're just being mature about things that you are led to do.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so cool to see like just how you blossomed in this time off. And I think if people were aware of like that, I think that it can really change the trajectory for a lot of people. Because there are so many things that happen in junior high and high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
That really just like set you back or really make a mark on you. And so if you just take a year just to like, hey, I just need
reflect on everything.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Just to like.
I think we're all products of what has unfortunately a bunch of some lies or situations or relationships or just messy stuff. And we become products, and we're still dealing with some of those wounds, some of those hurts, unforgivenesses, or bitterness. Like, I remember just having to deal with some of that.
Yeah.
at like.
But the thing is,
it comes out in the worst place.
It comes out when you're going through premarital counseling. It's coming out in your marriage. It's coming out at your kids. But if you were just to dial back and say, God, like I just want to take a year off and just be close to you. I feel like that could be so encouraging to someone that maybe is listening right now. It's like, hey, like I don't have to jump into the next thing.
No.
Right? Like it can be maybe you're at a crossroads of a different time point in your life. And it's like, hey, like I just want to take time and just be with the Lord. I don't need to jump into the next season. I don't need to jump into the next thing. Like I just want to be close to you, God. And like we're going to figure out step by step.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that could be really encouraging to somebody.
That's so good. That's so sweet.
So that's kind of what I took away from hearing your story. Is just like, let's pause. Let's reflect. Like let's not jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so proud to see you not do that. And I think you're seeing the dividends of that, right? You're walking in the reaping of what you sowed and just taking a step back. And I think that can be really helpful and fruitful.
Yeah,
definitely.
Of course.
So it's been really cool, Sarahs.
With all of that being said,
can you maybe kind of end on I think hopefully we end on something fun too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's been really good. It's been really cool.
Yay.
Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Can you recall any funny or goofy youth times?
Oh my gosh, guys, I have so many.
If you got some, got one. If you want to share.
I'm trying to
Shug
think.
is in every video
ever. Literally every
with
video.
The best angles.
I don't know if I really say best angles.
I did take a lot of pictures.
They did, but it's so fun that you have those and we can look back on those. So I actually appreciate that. Yeah. But I'm trying to think. I won. So we went. There's so many, but we went to Flight's pumpkin patch.
Oh,
we went to that. And so we were all like, stop. Okay, so we were going through the maze and we went on a really muddy day because it had rain. So it was really muddy. And you guys told us be careful. It's like really slippery in there. But some of us don't listen.
Oh.
One of my lovely friends is going.
Lovely friends.
Going.
Love her.
We love her. She's going, and all of a sudden, she just eats it and goes right into the mud. And like every time she got up, she fell right back down. She was covered in mud. We were all just like wet and but it was just so funny. And then we got back to the church, and everyone had pumpkins, and we were like carving pumpkins and like getting all the stuff out of it. And then Joel said we should do karaoke, but no one really wanted to do it. So he goes up there first and he's singing.
What did you sing?
I have it on video.
I think I did.
I don't remember what he was singing. He was singing to you.
Oh, great. So impactful. I don't remember.
I don't know. It's the music.
I don't remember what I was making. He was singing to you.
It's this is the greatest show.
Yes, but he was like singing directly at you.
Soundtrack ever.
It is. It is really good.
And the beat drops, like you feel something in your soul.
Feel it.
That was a fun. Fall thing.
But there's like so many memories. The fall thing, the summer thing, the Sunday thing, the thing. Like we had a thing.
Yeah.
Like
Joel was very creative with his.
We could never come up with names.
I'm not that. I'm just come to the thing.
He could never come up with the name, and then when it was time to like put it out there, he'd be like the fall thing, the summer thing.
I stole it from another church, and they called it, the weekend thing. So
I loved it though.
I just stole it, and I was like,
we had so many memories. Or the one we were here, and another one of our lovely friends broke your son's chair, and after you told him not to get on it 500 times, and he was a teenager, and your son at the time was like 3, and just broke the poor chair, and then he threw it at him, and he had every right because he broke his chair. So I was on JoJo's side.
I didn't
for
see
that
part, but that's awesome.
He was angry, and I told him he had every right to be because he broke your chair. But I think all the memories we had, I look back on those all the time because I've tried to film everything or take pictures, and it's just so fun to look back on all the years. I loved it. Yeah, those were good ones.
That's awesome, Shug.
Those were good ones.
Well, I'm excited. This has been awesome. I think you definitely shared a lot of cool and encouraging things.
Yeah.
More than I'm just listening. I'm like, Okay, girl. Okay. And so I'm definitely excited.
Yeah.
We'll come and visit you down in Florida.
Please do.
But thanks for being on with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. I can cross this off my bucket list. Cha-ching, ching.
All right. Well, I think that will do it.
Yay.
Until we meet again. It's White Chocolate Podcast. We out. Peace.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
End.